somebody.
I want to talk over you.
Just let me. I ain't said nothing.
He's making a full-blown fool of himself every
Come back to the fool. No, you the fool in a relationship number 3.
What about you?
All right.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. Yes. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for notification of the what uploads, baby. And for those of you who are returnees, you ain't got the minerals. You ain't got the minerals. Yeah. We're talking to you guys about love goals. We're just gonna give you another little snort snippet of Benzino again. We're gonna be talking about you know, the same kind of scenario, but this time with the Benzino's retort that happened later on. So they were in the group's therapy session again, having this you know, talk about how we felt that some people haven't showed up in the group therapy. You know, and it's funny because obviously even Mimi gave her point of view. Her Mimi's view was that it was Coolio. So it's not everybody that was on Benzino's case, but he felt like it was everybody that was under attack of him, right? So the first thing we get to see is obviously Benzino thought it was an attack, right?
Be attacks. This is made to have some reflection.
That's noted.
Okay.
So,
is that how
noted.
it feels for you?
Definitely.
Okay.
After speaking with after Spirit was saying obviously some stuff, he then said obviously he felt like it was an attack on him, right? And he says obviously, you know, he felt like the extra stuff wasn't needed. And you know what? I agree. There were some things that didn't need to be said, like things like girl and childlike. Those things don't need to be. The way it's said and delivered will always make somebody feel antagonistic and always feel like they are ready to blow, right? But it's like this is not the first time Benzino is having a war with Sundy or Brevon. Like this is not the first time. It's like the third or fourth time they've clashed, and it's not just been in group therapy. It's been also when Alfie was saying that she had a man, you went and clashed Sandy, and then they had to clash Brevon, and it's like it's just mad. Like, bro, you are the problem. If you keep seeing yourself in situations, you are the problem. Listen, group tasks are there to pull out the worst in us so that we can begin to learn about our true selves. I don't know about any of you lot. If you've been in university, doing a group task will show you what kind of person you are and what kind of person other people are. People don't want to pull their weight for shit, but want to claim all the credit. You understand? Then you start to see who you really are. Me, I know when I'm in a group setting like that, I turn into a dragon blood. Unleash the dragon. You know what I mean? I come into a different person. Do you understand? So, anyway, we see that obviously Sundy jumps.
Should be able to. You should be able to.
Nobody does. As soon as somebody says something.
You for sure don't.
Okay.
Now here's my problem. I said in the other video that Sundy showed a defensiveness when it came to her and Spinderella. But when now Benzino is showing some defensiveness, she's the first one to jump in. How are you the first one to jump in? And not only did she jump in, she's like, you should be able to take criticism. And after she, you know, and after she was giving sarcastic tone to Spinderella, how dare you then open your mouth to talk about someone else? You see, you were giving sarcasm to Spinderella because you thought that how can she talk about you because she's in the same position? But then you are now talking about Benzino being in the same position. Come on! Deep what you're thinking, Sundy. You understand? So that was interesting as well to see that. And then even at that point when she starts to take on and says, you should be able to take on criticism, Brevon shuts his eyes. Now when he shuts his eyes, you know when like I always do this as well. When you're in, like say you're hearing someone on the stage, right, for the first time, and they're like, you know, give them a warm welcome, they are new, they haven't done it before, and you go and start their talent or whatever, they start singing or whatever, and the singing is horrible. And you try not to, you don't want to be rude, so you close your eyes like, but really what you're hearing is like, but you don't want to be rude, right? You don't want to be that kind of person. That's exactly what Brevon was doing. He was like basically saying inside of himself, don't go there, Sundy. Don't go there, Sundy. But he just shut his eyes. Do you understand? Really what he should have done was like, listen, Sundy, stop, allow it. Allow it, man. Just stop. Because where she was going, she couldn't go there. She was being hypocritical. She has no right to say what she was saying, especially in the tone that she was saying, when she was just being defensive about what she was going through. And someone delivered it in a better way that she's even delivered it towards Benzino, and she expects Benzino to react in a proper way. Mad. And then, you know what? Sundy threw the first stone. You know, she said...
You for sure don't.
Okay. Well, so
let's keep it constructive.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a serious question.
Ask me whatever you want.
Sunday.
Yep.
Launched the first stone. She said something and launched the first stone. And then instantly, Benzino said, let me ask you a question, right? And then he comes forward when he does this, right? Bear in mind, Sundy's on all the theatrics, said what she said, even rolled her eyes to the sky, And now Benzino's now on the attack. He's not going to allow himself to be defensive no more, right? Because when he was sitting back, he was being defensive and allowing it to soak in. But the moment he sat forward, he said, listen, I'm not taking it no more. You understand? And then he goes on to say, look, let me ask you a question. But the question, the statement that he made wasn't a question. You know, he said, obviously...
Yep.
It doesn't matter what you say. We don't have any contact when this is over, so...
And it doesn't matter, and that's fine.
But we're talking...
It wasn't even a question. It was a statement. And it was a statement that was going towards, you know, an insult. And it wasn't really a question. So it's like, bro, what angle were you trying to come on, right? And then, you know, Sunny then retaliates and says, Sunny then says he's making a fool of himself. Now, when Sunny says that he's making a fool of himself, you have to understand. Number one, you have to ask Sundy, why are you coming with that kind of energy? You know, she said, he's making a fool of himself, and you see her body shift, you know, a roll of her eyes, you know, she kind of even turns away from him, right? All of that, you know, to kind of show that, you know what, she wants to win this argument. Now, the same thing she was doing to Benzino, she did the exact same thing to Bravon some episodes back. I don't know if you guys remember. When they came in from an argument, and Bravon said, listen, I don't care what you're saying, bruv. You can't control me, I'm not a little kid. And remember that? When he said, you can't control me, I'm not a little kid. What did she do? The same thing. She did the same thing where she was like, and that's the exact same thing she's now doing to Benzino, the same energy she's using. Because she's got an attitude of, I gotta get you before you get me, right? There was no need for her to even jump in the situation. But Sundy has a problem. She jumps in everybody's business. I said this from the last few episodes. She jumps in everybody's business. And the reason why is because she's too known. We call it nosy. You understand? She wants to know everybody else's business because it makes her feel better when she sees. I think it's a secret thing. I don't think she'll ever admit it. It makes her feel better when she realizes people are going through stuff. Because like then she's not the only one that's going through stuff. And then it's like, okay, cool. If other people are going through stuff, I can feel good about myself. It's a bit like why we watch EastEnders. Or a TV drama where it's got bare drama in. We watch it because it makes us feel better. Because we know that it's not us having a drama, it's them having a drama. We can then release ourselves for a few minutes from our current situation and let someone else have the drama for once. Do you understand? And that's what I feel with Sundy. That's what she does. She does this whole thing of I will get you before you get me. And so here's where Benzino made a very big problem. You never do this, Benzino. Never. Yeah? When it comes to kingdoms clashing, you don't clash and speak about the king. If the king, you know what I'm saying? Just don't do them things if you don't want war. Now when Benzino said, listen...
No, you the fool in a relationship number 3.
What about you?
Of course, Bravon's got to say something. Because he's the number 3 in the relationship. If you hadn't said that, Bravon doesn't get involved. He's just going to let you talk and be a bird. You understand? But you let him do that. I don't really care if a girl argues with a guy. It happens in life. Like, this is normal behavior. Human beings argue. It's not nothing to do with the woman or the man. I know some people are like, he's a woman and she's a man. You shouldn't argue with a woman. Listen, if you argue with your wife and she's a woman, what does that mean? Are you a bird? Come off it, man. Listen, it doesn't matter whether you're a man or woman. The problem is what you're saying. You see, because words have power. And so when he says, obviously, you're in your third relationship, basically. Of course, Bravon's got to get involved because you're now speaking about him. He's in that relationship, and so Bravon then gets energized and says, obviously, listen, basically tell him to keep quiet. You know what I'm saying? And the problem was Benzino escalates this thing so quickly, and that's sometimes what some men can do, right? Because it's about peacock feathers. I need to show you that I'm a man. So very quickly, it went from talking about Sunday, cussing her, whatever, to now you spoke stupidly, which went on to Bravon, and you said you had no problem with Bravon. You have no problem with Bravon. If you've got no problem with Bravon, don't talk about him, cuz. But because he had gone too far now, he can't come and say, you know, my bad. He should have, but because of pride, he couldn't say it. Because he should have said, listen, okay, look, my bad, I went too far there. Do you understand? And then he could have called it all the way down and said, listen, look, Sunday, my bad. The whole reason why I don't like what's going on is because, you know what? I feel like I'm being attacked. Then he could have switched it around. But instead, because he kept on coming on heat, what the person does is, I'm going to act defensively too. But if he had turned it around and toned it down, then came again slowly, he could have got his point across. Benzino wants people to love him and to like him, but you're acting in a way that people can't love you and like you. You understand? And the fact that you escalated the conversation so quickly.
Then don't keep it that way.
We can do it like men, bro.
Don't talk all of
play
that.
with
You
me,
don't
bro.
play. Shut your old ass up, bro. Don't play with me.
And so we can do it like men. We can do it like men. Look, men, a real man doesn't need to be fighting. That's not what men do. That's what cavemen do. You understand? Because we got to beat our chest to see who can strongest. Now, when it's survival of the fittest, I understand we've got to fight each other. But we're not in survival of the fittest. We're not. We're in a great place where we're in luxury, we're successful, we have money. Why are we fighting? What does it make? What difference does it make? Why am I trying to prove to you I can beat you down? That don't make no sense. Do you understand? So all of that, Benzino was trying to say, showing his hand that, look, and the question I'll ask is this. If you're asking why is it always you, you need to ask, why is it always you? Why is it everybody has the same opinion about you? It can't be always that they're wrong and you're right. When a consensus comes into play, often, they are right. They see the same thing that you're not seeing, the blind spot in you. And the fact that Althea didn't even want to add to it and contribute just shows again that, you know, she even kept quiet. She was parched lips, she just kept quiet. Zoom. She didn't want to say anything because she didn't want to add no fuel to the fire. That's somebody who's understanding and appreciating you now. How can Althea be more mature than Benzino now? Like I said earlier on, you know what thinking was Althea the problem? Benzino was a problem. But hey, let me not say nothing, cuz.